Table for two, table for two. Having fun, playing games, just me and you.
Hey everybody, it's Jane and Phil from the Table for Two show. Welcome to our last episode of the season.
Yes, number 20.
Number 20th episode. Yay! It's almost 1 full year. Well, actually, when this airs, it'll be over a year that we started doing the show. So we're hoping to continue on with season 2, maybe in a couple of months, maybe late October.
Yep.
Something like that. We'll figure it out. We're right back from Gen Con, though, now. Wow, Gen Con. Insane. Insane. For those of you who are there, you know exactly what we're talking about. For those of you who are not there, you need to go if you're a gamer.
Yeah, definitely.
Gen Con is just absolutely... How many people do you think there were?
A couple 100,000. I don't know.
I couldn't even walk. I was like, I can't walk through here.
Yeah.
Oh my God. We had a booth this year at Gen Con. Our first booth, probably our last booth at Gen Con. I'll explain why in a minute. Nothing bad about having a booth or anything like that. We were extremely busy. A lot of you came to visit us, and thank you very much. You signed our first autograph ever.
That was eerie and cool.
You know
all at the same
who you
time.
are, and I won't mention your name, but you know who you are. So we liked that, actually. It was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Probably the last and first time we ever signed an autograph, but it was neat.
Yeah.
But seriously, it was so much work. It was literally 8 hours a day, 4 days straight.
And the downside is we couldn't get away.
We couldn't leave the booth. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, with the game giveaway contest we had, we were crowded.
Swamped. And so the only thing that we didn't care about having a booth for was the fact that we brought money. We brought money. We didn't spend anything. We bought like 1 or 2 games, and that was it. And usually we come home with a truckload of games, so we were very upset that we didn't have enough time to actually really shop. So next year we will be at Gen Con, but most likely we'll be milling around with the rest of you. So if you see us there, make sure you stop and say hi. But we did actually give away all of these games that you see here in this picture. 13 games that we gave away, and we actually had over 1,300. 1,300 people who actually entered the contest.
It took a half hour just to count the tickets.
Oh my God. And we did count the tickets because we were just curious how many we got. But I have to tell you something. We had a lot of people at the booth who were very concerned, and I don't blame them. Because on the raffle ticket, we asked for a cell number or an email address, because we didn't actually expect anybody to be there during the drawing, because everybody's playing games and having a good time.
Yep.
So when we did the drawing, we said if you were not here, we will email you or call you and let you know you won, and just pick up your game before the show's over.
Which is what we did.
And that's exactly what we did. But a lot of people were really concerned, and like I said, I don't blame them. Are you going to market me, or you're going to call me and harass me? And we're like...
A lot of privacy concerns.
We don't sell anything, so we have nothing to market you for except watch our show.
Yeah.
But so just to show you something, again, here's all the tickets. I'm not showing them physically, but look at the tickets, lots and lots of tickets, all handwritten. So for those of you who had any concern whatsoever about this, I am not about to type all this, and I know he's not going to type all this.
And some of them are not that legible.
Well,
so it would be
no
a lot
offense
of
to
work.
anybody's handwriting, so mine's not the best.
No.
They were tiny tickets, but
Yeah.
the idea is that we don't have time to be marketing anybody.
No.
Just tell your friends. That's all we tell people. Watch the show.
We just want people to watch the show.
That's all. We're not going to call you up and email you. So with that being said, we thought, we told everybody we're going to throw these out after Gen Con. But then we thought,
privacy concern
again.
again.
Because if you just throw them out, the email, the phone number, maybe somebody will go into the garbage dump and take all the tickets and call you all. I don't know why they would, but they would. So at the end of this show, we will show you, we're taking this bucket, and this is not the Ice Bucket Challenge. We're going to be putting all of these raffle tickets in this bucket, and we're going to burn it.
Right.
So you will not have to worry about your information going to anybody but the sky. So we'll be doing that after the show, so at the end of the show, we'll show this.
Yep, just stick around till the end of the show, and you'll see that at the very last, during the credits, you'll see that.
Just gonna burn them, and nobody has to worry about anything. We don't have to worry about privacy, and you don't have to worry about, we're not gonna harass you. So I just wanted to, I think that was kind of funny, actually. I felt bad, because, you don't trust people anymore. You can't trust people.
Like you say, it's understandable.
Understandable. So we had a really good time, though, at Gen Con, like I mentioned. A lot of our friends were there. Actually, the Dice Witch was there. Hi, Dice Witch. Dice Witch was, we also talked about her at Origins, and we really like her booth because she makes meeple earrings and all sorts of neat little trinkets and neat little things, and I know she had a lot of people at her booth.
She was busy too.
We didn't get to say hi really in person, but we did enjoy seeing her. So again, don't forget Dice Witch, go visit her. What else did we see there?
Inked play mats. Now this is
yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
This is pretty cool. So
We actually ordered our own.
we ordered our own. They are these 24 by 14 inch play mats.
Yeah. Hold it in. Look how big that is. Beautiful.
Very nice.
Obviously, you can have them customized.
Right, now I don't want to lay it down on the table here to show you, but it's actually, they're very nice for various things, like especially playing cards, because they're a little soft, so you can pick the cards up. You know how sometimes on a flat table, you got to slide the card off the table just to pick it up? So this takes care of that problem, and it's nice for a lot of things, dice rolling. Jane even joked about, you could put your laptop or computer and mouse on it. It's like an enormous mouse pad.
And you can use it for so many things, but we really like the fact that you could get them customized. Obviously, we ordered one with Table for Two show on it.
Yep.
But just really nice folks to deal with. And I'm going to say something. I know people don't believe this. This is just a fact. Nobody we endorse on our show, including the beer and the wine that we drink, pays us for that.
We paid them for
100. Yeah, we actually bought this. We just like to tell people what we like,
Yeah.
and we're literally just sharing what we like. We are not endorsing. Nobody's paying us to say these things.
Nope.
I'm just making it clear because we really do like it.
Yeah, so that's real simple, inkedplaymats.com.
Check them out. Check them out.
Pretty easy.
Really nice people.
Another thing we found was from a company called The Broken Token.
It's a funny name. I kind of like it, but Broken Token.
It is a cool name. So you're looking at this wooden kind of
box insert.
Looks like an insert here. It is exactly that. It's a box insert. Now what's cool about this is they have inserts for various popular card games.
And other kind of games too.
And other kind of games too, but this one is specifically for Smash Up, which is one of the games we have.
That's why we got this one.
So now you'll see that Smash Up, the original box, has only like 18 slots.
18 slots to hold. Well, because if you know Smash Up, it's a collectible card game, so you can buy expansions. So the box itself that comes with it has 18 slots, and you can definitely expand.
Which at first you think, well, that should be enough, and you can see the cards easily and stuff. But then you realize, well, if you really like this game, you start buying expansions, you're going to run out of space, and then you're either going to have to buy the separate boxes or
make a lot of rubber band things. Yeah.
Well, this takes care of that problem because you get 28 slots with this, and these can be, and if you don't have that many, you can double slot these, so you don't have to stack them together like this.
You can even buy more of these online if you want to.
It's rigid and it fits perfectly in the original Smash Up box, so you still got your Smash Up box and the original artwork, but you got the insert inside there.
So if you look at that before and after, it's so much nicer.
So again, that is thebrokentoken.com. Look that up online, and I think you'll be pretty impressed with their product.
I might buy more stuff from them. Just haven't had a chance to yet. Now, first of all, let's just thank all the vendors, since we didn't get to go walking around and buy anything, or barely anything. Ink Playmats, obviously, they were like very close to our booth, so we were grateful to see people near us. For those who don't know, there's like 3,000 vendors there. I don't know how many vendors.
There were 30 aisles.
There's 30 aisles of people, so we couldn't. God,
it's like walking 30 city blocks to walk through the whole thing.
So there's no way we could go visit the vendors. We didn't have time. But the ones that actually came to us, some of them came to us.
Yeah.
I guess they found out we were there. They wanted us to maybe review their games. So we want to first thank everybody and anybody who actually gave us a game to review on the show. We will try to get to the ones we absolutely can. We can't get to all of them, unfortunately, because we don't have. We had. That's all we did for a living. It'd be great.
The queue is full.
The queue is full. But before we show you our game of choice for Gen Con, if you don't know this already, on our Facebook page, we do mini reviews. They're written reviews, but with the same 5 criteria and a couple of shots of the game. So today, when you're watching this show, know that if you go to our Facebook page, there'll be 2 more mini reviews sitting online for you to watch. And one is for a quick, cute game, one of those traveling games, called Got Plus or Minus It.
Got it,
basically.
Yep.
Take a look on our Facebook page, take a look at the mini review. We just really liked it, but it wasn't enough for a whole show.
No.
So, but definitely a great game.
Yeah, I like that because it was just like, boom, you learn it like that.
Quick and
you
easy.
play it right away.
Our kind of game.
Yep.
But the other one, which we have not played yet. Now, you say, why are you mentioning a game if you haven't played it yet? Because I love the guys.
Yeah.
This is a booth. This was a booth that was directly behind our booth at Gen Con, and they had this game that they were selling called Tandon. Now again, we have not played this physically yet, we haven't had the time to, but we're going to do a mini review on this as soon as we do. But they had a prototype sitting in their booth of a game that's, I believe it's going to be called, per this note I have here, is Champions of Hara, Hara. Now, again, we haven't played it yet, but just looking at the prototype, I was drooling, and I wanted to back it right there and then. It's not on Kickstarter just yet, but I would keep these guys, and I'll put their website here on the board, on the show as well.
Yeah.
Take a look at their site, like their page, keep up with them, because when that thing goes on Kickstarter, we are so going to be backing it, and eventually, hopefully, maybe we'll get to play it. I don't know. We'll have to see how it goes.
I sure hope so.
But I just think these guys are really cool. So again, take a look at this, and you never know where it's going to go. So I definitely thought it was worth a mention anyway. Now, as mentioned, we didn't get to walk around Gen Con that much, but there was a girl that came to our booth, and she had this little fluffy, cute little, I want it so bad, I wanted one so bad, and I never got around to getting one because I never got around to getting one. And now I have no idea who makes this fluffy little guy. So if anybody recognizes this from Gen Con, or they know where I can buy one, please email me. I want this. Or if you sell one of these, I want this.
She's relentless. Somebody will have to tell us because she will not stop till she gets it.
No, I won't get. I'm so mad I didn't get one when I was there. And then of course, when the vendor booths closed down, all the vendors go home, and you can't even go shopping after. It was terrible. I really wanted things I couldn't have. So that. And then what about all the pictures we took?
Well, we took a lot of pictures. I mean, of course, a lot of people are in costume, doing some cosplay.
Oh, it's so much fun seeing the costumes.
It's a blast, especially the
love
kids too. They just phenomenal.
Little Doctor Who's walking around.
Little Doctor Who's. It's it was great. A few Matt Smith type Doctor Who's running around. That was a lot of cool pictures that we took. So we will show those. Alongside with that ticket burning at the end of our show, we'll show those shots as well. So you might have to play the end part twice so you can watch both of the frames. So.
Yes, so that's just something to know. We did take a couple of pictures for you to see. For those of you who couldn't attend Gen Con, especially.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's a lot about Gen Con, I know, but we loved it so much. We want you guys to be sharing that with us, and also hopefully you'll get to go next year and say hi to us.
Yeah.
Today, however, the game of choice for Gen Con, just like we had a game of choice for Origins, the game of choice for Gen Con, getting old, is called Quartermaster General.
I feel like I should.
This is the first time so far in the show's history, it's not a big history, but that we have actually
1 year
played
history.
a war game on the show. So that's it's pretty interesting. This game is 2 to 6 players, and they say 12 and up. Again, I don't know if the average 12-year-old would, maybe they would, depends on the 12-year-old, I guess, but yeah. War game, so whatever you think is proper there. Okay, so the Quartermaster General will be the game that we're going to show you today. We're going to review it. We're going to obviously show a little bit of the play. But before we start that, we have to start with our drinking.
All right.
I just love this. When we're at Gen Con, you always see different theme restaurants and fun stuff. So I thought this is appropriate for the show today. We're drinking Hobgoblin. Hobgoblin. I just think it's cool. Some of the restaurants that are by Gen Con, they actually change their menus specifically for Gen Con. So they have goblin burgers and all sorts of weird stuff. Perfect. So I highly recommend, again, eating there too. Not just playing. So cheers. We'll see you in a second and we'll do the review. Alright, so let's review this game, Quartermaster General. First criteria is always, is it easy? Now let's just discuss this for a moment. I am not typically a fan of war games. Now we played Risk at one point for GTM review that we did. It was The Walking Dead, it was kind of like a warish kind of game, but that was more fun to me. Versus...
Yeah, Risk is still kind of a lightweight game.
Okay, Third Reich. If anybody's ever seen these.
Or
Axis and Allies.
Older edition of Axis and Allies.
France 1940. Now, I'm just showing you these to prove to you that we do know war games.
And the thing to think about, there are a lot of markers.
Those games are so long to set up, and they're so long to play, they can be days of play. So those of you who do, for our old-time war game friends, who we do know quite a few of those out there, they're probably laughing at us. But I look at those in the closet and I go, no, I don't want to play a war game, it makes me sick. So
well, the other thing is we have the cats, and so a multi-day game.
There'd be parts all over the place.
Your armies will not be where you left them.
Yeah, so my point is, make it easy to learn is very important to me when it comes to a war game. I absolutely don't pick war games typically to play. So the good news is we gave this game a 4 on easy to learn.
Yeah.
Again, rule book was quite easy to understand. It's about 16 pages long or so, well, actually 20 pages, but it's a lot of diagrams, a lot of explanation, which was good. What's interesting about this to me is I'm not a history buff. I mean, I love the World War II music. We actually played the music in the background. I played World War II music while we were playing it. That would be kind of cool. But I don't typically get involved in what countries and this and that and how they fought the war, and I just don't. So Axis and Allies were slightly foreign words to me, except for the games that we played in the past. So I couldn't remember. Obviously that Japan and Germany and Italy, and I was very upset to hear Italy was involved with the Axis side, because I'm Italian.
Well, their government was, but we don't want to get political.
I wasn't very happy, but I wasn't happy to be playing. Yeah, so I was upset about that. But my point is, easy to learn was a 4, because I felt it was very easy to learn for someone who doesn't like typically a war game. So yeah, gave it a 4 for easy to learn.
Yeah. So manufacturing is really nice. I mean, we've got wood tanks and wood ships, very nicely cut. I personally had a little trouble telling the green from the darker gray.
That's because it's colorblind.
Yeah, I got used to it, so it wasn't bad. I figured it out.
Plus we give you your green ones, but you know they're yours.
Yeah, they're separated. So, and the cards are normal, playing card size. So
Nice
board lays nice and flat, very colorful, nice finish. So
big board, by the way, big board.
It is. That's the thing. It is a big board. You can see it almost goes edge to edge on this table. So, and you do need space for your card play area, and because there are various things you have to do with these cards to lay them out. So, choose a table, choose something that gives you enough room. So if you do
Spread
have,
out.
especially if you have more than 2 players, you're going to want more. But even for 2 players, you can tell we're a little bit cramped over here for space to make sure we get everything in the shot. So
For manufacturing, we gave it a what?
we gave it a 5.
A 5, which is it's excellent. Now, to be honest with you, there's only one thing you did complain about. Wait, let me show you. What does this card say? What does this card say? I can't see it. I'm getting old.
Show that to the camera.
No. My point, though, is all I'm making the point of is the fact that if you're needing glasses or getting older like us, you might need a little magnifier because they are small right
I was
cards.
holding the cards back a little bit.
And you can't really put glasses with glasses. So.
I can't fault the game for that. I have to fault. I give myself a 3 on that, but I give the game a 5.
It is funny though. I can't read this card. Now, did we have fun? Now let's go there again with me, because the first thing I said was war game. I'm not sure if I'm going to like this. I want to like it because the people were really nice at the booth. We enjoyed hanging. They were right across from us, literally, these folks. So I really wanted to like this game. So we did have fun. Mm-hmm. But I will tell you that there were times that I was very frustrated too, because I am not good at war games. So I get frustrated because I'm not sure, what this is or where that country should be or who's allies with who. I had to think a lot. So at some points, there were points where he knows, and I hate to say this and I hate to admit this, I was almost in tears a few times because I was like, I want to win and I can't figure it out. And I keep screwing up and you keep bashing my armies. And he kept taking Ukraine, that's all I'll say.
I put an army in Ukraine, she takes it
away.
out. I put an army in Ukraine, boom, boom, boom.
And I said,
one
when
after
am I
another.
going to get this
Like
guy
10
out?
times in a row.
So I was getting frustrated. I was like, I want to win this game. But anyway, so long story short, I did have fun, but in a weird way. Because I didn't hate the game. I loved the game. I just hated myself because I was mad that I couldn't play well.
Yeah.
Or play as well as I should have.
I think, and I felt bad because I think I was having a little more fun. I wasn't having fun through frustration.
No.
And I think it helps just a little, if you know a little of the history of the way the Axis and Allies work, but it's not necessary to play this game.
No, and they give you a lot of good explanation in the book, like I said, which helped me a lot. So for fun, we gave it a 4, because I can't blame the game that I'm stupid. I mean, the history part of it.
Okay.
Right? If I was more into it, I probably would have done better.
Yeah.
Right? So
that's true.
That's why I say we gave it a 4.
Yeah. Game timing. So on the box, it says, I think in 1 to 2 hours or 90 minutes to 2 hours, something like that.
90 to 120.
90 to 120. So an hour and a half to 2 hours.
2 hours to play.
Now, like we always do on our show, first time we open the box and learn the rules and play it, it's the first time.
We're judging it on our first time.
So it took us a little over 2.5 to play. We actually took a little break in the middle too. So like.
We didn't count the break. It was just dinner.
So yeah, we didn't count that. But yeah, 2.5 hours. So You know, based on the fact that it took longer, we gave it 3 for timing. Now, if you build up some cadence for the game, like we didn't have when we first started playing, I'm sure you could probably play it in 2 hours.
Yeah, the turns themselves that you'll see in a little while go very fast.
Yeah.
But it's the fact that there's so many turns, and that's okay. I mean, if you are a person who likes this type of game, 2.5 hours is no big deal for you.
Yeah.
And you all know our story, working and blah, 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 and trying to fit a game in. 2.5 hours is, you have to plan for it.
Right. Now, compared to the other war games we showed, this
Much
definitely
better.
plays much faster.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, Third Reich, not so much.
no.
Days.
So, again, we gave the timing a 3.
3. Now, of course, the last criteria is always, would we play this again? Now, you know, I just said, I'm not a big fan of war games. But to be really honest, I will play this again. I know you said you'd love to play this game again.
I would.
You know, we both agree that it's a game to play again, but truthfully, the main reason I want to play it again is I want to beat your ass. And I said ass. Yes, I did. Because I was so upset when I lost. Yes, I lost. Let's just admit it. Here it is. He won again. Here's the scores. So yes, I have to play again because I've got to win at least once before I die. I will learn how to play this game better.
I did feel like I was on a mission.
The score wasn't really drastically
I ended
different.
up with the Allies, which we flipped for.
Yep.
And I felt like I was on a mission. Like, I can't lose for the Allies.
Well, actually, to be
So, I don't
fair,
know.
Germany losing was okay with me, really. But, you know, because of what the context, not now Germany, don't get offended
Right.
at me. But 232 was the points that he had against my 185. So, hey, 185 is not bad.
No.
But, again, so I have to play again.
Yeah.
So, total score for this beautiful game was
20 out of
20
25.
out of 25. So, yay.
That's good.
Griggling games.
Especially for a war game. I think it's, for us, I think it's tough to get a score that high for a game like this.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, so if you want to see a little bit about how this game is played, you know to stick around, and we'll show a little bit about gameplay.
In the game of Quartermaster General, we're going to play all 6 countries.
There is only 2 of us, so
Yes.
we have to play all 6.
One of us plays the Allies. That'll be me this time. Jane will play the Axis.
Yay me! I get to be Germany. Not that I'm against Germany, but World War II Germany.
Each country is represented with the deck of cards. So I have the United Kingdom, Soviet Union, and the United States.
And I have Germany, Japan, and for some reason Italy was a mean country at the time.
Yes, they were. And what we do is we draw 10 cards off each of those country decks, and then we immediately discard 3 of them. So that's what I've done already. We've done that with all our cards. So we're starting with each country with a hand of 7 cards, and we'll always draw back up to 7 whenever we go through our turns.
But the 7 that you want, which is most important, that's why they let you pick 10 in the very beginning, so you can look through your cards and say, okay, I'd like to keep certain cards that I want to use strategy-wise, and get rid of 3 you don't like. Because
Yeah.
after that, you're just picking and you're not really taking a choice.
Right. Now, also to get started, we take a tank for each country and put
Yes.
them on their home location.
The little armies.
So, and you can see Japan way over here. And they're all color-coded, so it makes it kind of easy to get started. And those represent armies, and that is all the setup on this part of the board.
Yep.
Now, we're going to play 20 rounds.
20.
So, and that's this round indicator here. So that means we're going to go through all 6 countries 20 times in order to finish the
round,
game.
yep.
At the end of 20 rounds, whatever side has the most points wins. And those points are indicated by these 2 Axis and Allies indicators that go around the side of the entire board.
And what's nice is when you get to 100, you just flip them over. Now you have 100 plus 1 or whatever it may be. And if you happen to go around through 3 or 4, you actually have a 2 and a 300 marker
Right.
as well.
Now, the first player to get to 400 points, regardless of what round you're in, that ends the game and they're immediately the winner. So there's 2 ways. And now a third way you can win is if as soon as one player seizes 2 home countries of the other player, they win. So if Jane were to take over, let's say, Moscow and United Kingdom,
I win.
the moment that happens, regardless of how well the United States is doing, I'm out. She wins.
So 3 ways you could possibly win. We actually did the 20 rounds, and we just did as many points in our first game we played.
Right.
But neither one of us got to 400.
So maybe we should go through a few rounds.
Yeah, let's go through a few rounds. So first of all, again, on the board itself, you actually have the order of play, which shows the countries and in what order they go. And then on the other side, you'll see it says turn sequence, and that's basically 5 pieces to your turn. It sounds like a lot, but it's actually very quick.
Yeah.
So when they do say in the rules it's a very quick turnaround for turns, it is pretty quick. So the first step is for Germany. So I get to go first, which I like. It's the only reason I like being the Axis.
Yeah, these do alternate, so.
Yeah,
you
so
know.
it's just like you, me, but it
Right.
starts with Germany, so that'd be me. So I go ahead and I pick up my cards, my hand of 7. The first step is to play one of my cards. And you could play a card like build an army, build a navy, you can fight somebody in battle and get something of theirs. There's also event cards, which allows you to do something at a certain time. There's also response cards. You basically just read the cards. There's just neat little things you got to do, but look at them, read them.
Yeah.
Occasionally you'll have a status card that'll say, okay, if you have this and this in play, get an extra victory point on your turn. So you want to look for those because victory points obviously are pretty important part of the game. So for my first step of play a card, I'm going to build an army. You see here, build an army. So I'm going to put that in my discard
No small
pile.
print on that card.
No, that's a big one. And I'm going to take one of my armies the right way up. And just kidding. Phil sometimes puts them upside down. I'm like, your army's falling out of the truck. But anyway, you'll see here it says Eastern Europe. It's right next to Germany, so I can place it right next door. Now what's most important is when you place an army or a navy, the next step of your turn set says supply step. What you have to do on number 2 on your turn is make sure that your army and or navy are in supply. So what that means is if you look under Germany, you'll see there's a star, and you'll see a lot of the countries and the home countries have a star. Those are basically supply houses. So Eastern Europe is definitely supplied by Germany because it's right next door to it, but you have to make sure your components are in supply on that step. If they're not,
Right.
you then have to take that item off the board. Now you don't lose it, you can reuse it, but it's not where you want it to be, and you might lose points later. And there's, you want to keep them on the board, obviously.
So
they
for
have to be
instance,
in supply.
if Jane with Germany had Balkans, Middle East, India, and somehow lost Balkans and there was no traceable path of adjacent countries back to Germany, she would remove the armies in India and Middle East. They're not discarded, but they are taken off the board.
Yeah, we can reuse them, but they're not in play at that point anymore. So that's a bit of a pain in the neck.
Yeah.
So you got to make sure supply is there.
Because that's what this game is all about. It's a game about supplying your armies and navies.
Third step is your victory points. You get victory points for sure by how many of your country's army is on a supply spot. So here's one on Germany. So I get 2 points for every one that's on a supply spot. Now again, there's where if you have other cards in play, you might get points for other things. So always keep in mind victory points are not just by that method.
Right.
If you actually have 2 of your team, let's just say for example I had an Italian army on Germany for some reason, then you only get 1.
It splits the points.
It splits the
right.
points, so I'm just pointing that out. But definitely victory points are given by how many are on supply. The last 2 steps are very simple, discard and draw. So you can look in your hand and say, maybe there's something you don't want anymore, and you can discard it. But then you draw back up to 7 cards, like Phil said earlier. So now at this point, I'm not going to discard anything. My hand's pretty good. But I'm going to take a new card, and I'm ready now to pass the turn. So now Phil has to play United Kingdom next.
Okay, United Kingdom.
First step, play a card.
Let's see. I am going to more large print. I'm going to build a navy. Sure, there's build navy.
Build a navy.
Pretty simple.
In the navy.
So I
In
take
the navy.
a ship.
Oh, sorry.
I like that.
You can sail the 7 seas.
Or I can sail the North Sea.
Or the North Sea.
So I'm going to build a navy in the North Sea region. Again, I have to build adjacent to where
I never
you
said I
already
could
are.
sing, by the way.
This ship is in supply. Very quickly with ships, with navies, there is an additional rule for supply, and I'll show this, and then Jane's got to remind me not to cheat when I'm done. So let's say I then build a navy in South Atlantic. They are supplied because they're adjacent, but ships always have to have one of your allies, yourself or your allies' land presence, bordering that area. So if I have a U.S. tank in Africa, I'm good.
But if you don't,
And I still have the supply route here. So you really have 2 things to keep track of on those. I'm taking my pieces back.
I was going to say, don't be cheating and try to
Not
get
cheating.
more.
And just, if you're not clear on that, make sure you look that up. But
All
it's
right.
pretty simple how that
So,
works.
so he's in supply at the point. So the third step,
Third step is the victory step.
Victory step.
Victory, I'm only in one location with the UK, and it's my home
So you get 2
location,
points.
so I get 2 points.
Discard and draw.
Discard, I played 1 card. I have nothing else that I want to discard, so I'm going to draw a card.
And that's as simple as that is. So let's just
Yeah.
continue on fast here so we don't bore you to death. Japan being next. I'm going to go ahead and pick up my Japan cards. And let's see what I'm going to do here. I'm going to, which makes good sense, I guess, I'm going to build a navy.
Oh boy.
So I take my, oh boy,
Yeah, I know where you're going.
building a navy. Okay,
History
so
told me so.
again, here's Japan. So I'm going to go ahead and put my navy right here, Sea of Japan. So it is in supply, which is step number 2. I also get 2 points because I'm on the Japan supply house there. So 2 access points, Put you back over there. Discard and draw. So again, I could just, yeah, I think I will discard a card that I don't really care for here. And then I'll draw up to 7, so I go 2 more. And that's my turn for Japan. See how fast that goes?
Pretty
Then
quick.
Phillips on Soviet Union.
All right, so let's see. Now, Soviet Union being very much landlocked, I have a lot of options to build army. So
Build
I'm going
an
to build an
army.
army. And this is going to give you bad flashbacks to when we actually played. I'm going to build one in the Ukraine.
He kept building in the Ukraine, and I kept killing him. Then he kept building in the Ukraine, and I'd kill him. And it was just
At least
unbelievable.
10 or maybe 12
I was
times.
so frustrated because I was trying to get in the Ukraine because I had some special cards that if I was in Ukraine, something good would happen to me.
And I'm like,
then he kept taking them. That's why I started
So
crying.
here I am in the Ukraine.
That's why I started crying in the game. Okay, so you built your army.
All right,
Continue.
so supply step, I'm good.
Good.
Victory step, well, this is why I want to build in Ukraine. I have 2
So now he gets 4
stars
points.
now. So 4 points. Discard step, I'm going to discard another card, so I'm
Okay.
going to pick up 2. Here's something I do want to point out, discarding. Once you go through a country's deck, it's done.
You're done.
So you really want to avoid like, oh, I'll get rid of 5 cards and get something good. Yeah, but you're eventually going to run out, and then that country is going to hurt.
My
So-
Italy was dead by the end of the game.
Yeah, so
It was
in
terrible.
fact, toward the end, all of your countries start to run out of cards. So
Right.
you really want to conserve on that.
All right, so talking about Italy,
Right.
so I'm going to do my step now
Mm-hmm.
for Italy. I'm Italian, so I like this. So I'm going to go ahead and shoot. Now, see, check this out. This is kind of cool. Now, there
Is there
are...
a pasta card in there? No, I'm kidding.
Get some mango.
It's Italy.
It's Italy, yay. Okay, so this actually says, there's the one I was just looking at that I lost now. Okay, this is what they call a status card. And a status card you can play and leave it on the board, on your table to say this is now a status and I'm going to hold. This says, during the victory step of your turn, you gain 1 victory point for each Italian navy on the board. Now, I don't have one right now, and that's okay. But I'm going to play this card, so when and if I do get an Italian navy on the board, I'll get that extra point on my
Yeah.
victory point. So that's
Yeah.
a status card. Now, one thing with our table right now is very small, so you're not going to see all these cards.
Yeah, it's a little bit off the
You
screen.
basically have 4 piles of cards. You have your draw deck, you've got your discard deck, you've got your status cards that you played, and you also have something called a response card that nobody sees. So if there's a card in your hand called response, and it says something like, okay, if he beat your army, then you could put your army back, kind of a thing, or it's a response to
It's
somebody
kind of a
hurting you.
surprise response.
Surprise
Right.
response, but you play it, and then you leave it, turned over, and then you use
Right.
it when you need. But it has to be on the table as played in order to use it.
Right.
It can't be in your hand.
Which means you're really consuming a turn. You're not able to build or anything. You're just
You're
letting the
preparing.
card down.
You're
Right.
preparing
You're
for
preparing.
something.
Right.
Now I could, of course. Again, I don't have anything to build any at this point, but I'm going to leave it there for maybe my next turn when I build a navy potentially. Now the next step, obviously, is to make sure I'm on supply, which I am. I have Italy on Italy. There's nothing else I can do there.
Yeah.
I get 2 points for being there. And then, of course, I discard and draw. And I'm going to actually discard one of these cards. I'm going to draw up to 2 for my 7. And I'm done with Italy. Phil's got the United States, the last country to play the
United
turn.
States.
For the round?
So let's see. I think I will build a navy.
All right.
So I'm going to put a ship, and I'm going to put that right here in the North Atlantic.
All right, and he's in supply, so he's good there.
Yep.
He gets 2 more points because he's
'Cause I'm
obviously
here.
on the United Navy.
Eastern United States.
And
You'll
discard
know
them.
Eastern United States is separate from
Oh, yeah,
Western.
good point.
So this board wraps around,
Round.
and this
Yeah.
is not all one space. They're adjacent spaces. So just something to keep in mind.
Yep. And then discard, draw.
Discard and draw.
That should,
So
be, that should be one step.
I played 1 card, so I'm just going to draw, and I'm done.
Easier. Now that was round 1. Look how fast that round went, now that we
Yeah.
know what we're doing. So then you just simply bring up your round indicator up to round 2, and you're off to round 2. Let's see if we get to a quick round 2.
I think we can.
And that's all we'll do, so we don't bore you to death with a whole long game.
Yep.
Again, it's not that long if you're good at it, I guess. So I'm going to start off with Germany. Again, I play
That's
it.
Italy.
Oops.
Your other Germany.
My other German. See, that's why I'm not good at this
That's
game.
all right.
Okay, fair enough. So now I can look at my cards and I go, oh, this feels familiar too.
Oh, I know what's coming.
Land battle, land battle. Now this is kind of fun. Land battles are really easy in this game.
Yeah.
A
There's
lot
no
of
dice or anything.
Yeah, a lot of the games out there, you gotta roll dice and fight each other and blah, blah, blah. This is so much easier. Land battle. Put the card down. Bye-bye, you're playing. You just click it. And
He didn't end up in
It
India.
doesn't say in the
yeah.
rules to flick it. But literally, I'm taking this, I have to announce, obviously, I'm taking this army and I'm attacking Ukraine. I get Ukraine out of there. They're
Right.
out. That's as simple as that land battle is, and I like that
Yep.
function of it. So now on my stolen supply, yes, Germany and East Europe were stolen supply. That's step number 2. Number 3, I'll take my points. I only get the 2 points. So 1, 2, and then discard and draw. I think I'll just draw, and I'm done with Germany.
All
United
right.
Kingdom.
United Kingdom. So let's see. I am going to. So you know what? I'm going to do one of those response cards. I'm going to play it down.
Oh, so I can't see it. But why don't you
and
tell the
I'm
audience
not
what
gonna-
it is?
I'm not going to mention what that is.
You're not
but,
going to tell the audience what it is?
Oh, sure, why not?
We're not really play old games,
all right,
so-
it just says use any time, choose a supplied Allied Navy to the North Sea or Allied Army in the United Kingdom. Do not remove that piece. Basically, if she tries to battle me in those areas, I win. I don't lose that piece.
All right, so
So-
they played a card. His United Kingdom is stolen supply. Everything's good there, so he's
Right.
good there. So he gets his victory points. He gets the 2 for that.
Get the 2 for that.
Throw that up there. And then, of course, discard and
Not
draw.
discarding, I'm drawing, and I'm done.
Done. So then we go on to Japan. This Japan, which is the right Japan this time. All right, let's see what I have here. I think in this case I'm going to, actually, let's see. Yeah, I'm going to build an army for Japan. And I'm going to place my army in the Philippines. Now that is supplied because the ship goes to Japan. So
Right.
that's a good supply. It's all in the same little area
That's
there,
a
which is good.
smart move, really.
Yes, it is. Once in a while, I do know how to play. So that's my first step. My second step is a rain supply, yes. Third, victory points. I only get 2 again. And then discard, draw. I'm just going to draw.
All right.
Japan's done. Soviet Union.
Soviet Union. I wonder what the Soviet Union is going to do. I think they're going to build an army in the
I feel like
Ukraine.
deja vu.
I'm sorry. I
Here comes
just have to
deja
do
vu
it.
again.
Oh, boy.
It'd be funnier to the audience if they actually saw the first game we played, but this kept going on and on.
It wasn't funny after the 10th time.
All right, are you in supply?
I'm in supply, and
You get 4 again.
I get 4.
That's why you won.
And then my discard step, I'm not discarding. I'm going to draw a card. Next.
Next to go, so I'm going to go ahead and do Italy. Italy. All right, let's see. Where am I now? Italy. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. Funny parties. Okay, I can't do that yet, but I'm going to go ahead and build an army. And I'm going to put my army in the Balkans.
Okay.
Again, Italy supplying the
That's a
Balkans.
ship.
That's a ship.
It's beach. My tank's
ship-
upside down. She's on dry land. That's all right.
That's fun. That's funny. Okay, so I put myself in the Balkans. That's my event. So they're supplied, of course. I get 2 points. And then again, discard, draw. I think I'm going to discard though. And get rid of that card. I don't like it. And take a new card, and then 2 to drop to 7. And Italy's done. Last one, United States.
All right, United States. Let's see. Let's have the United States build an army.
Okay.
And here's where I'm going to wrap back around and go back to the Western United States because I see something coming with Japan, maybe. So I want to be ready for
All
that.
right, are you supplied? Yes, you are.
I am supplied because those are adjacent.
Victory points?
I'm on 2 starred
Now you get 4.
countries, so I get 4.
And then discard, draw.
Discard and draw. So now I'm going to draw.
Look how easy this game is. Round 3. And you just keep
Round
going and
3,
going and going.
yep.
Obviously, there is strategy to this. There
Mm-hmm.
are other cards that you want to look at. There's things, like I said earlier, if you have this situation, you get extra
Yep.
victory points. You want to really look at those cards and play them a little slower than we're playing right now.
There's another key thing. I'm not going to go through the whole rule, but you see these anchors.
Oh, yeah, the straits.
There are straits that are only passable by one
The
side or
allies.
the other, depending on who controls those
Well,
straits.
allies always control.
If there's nobody in the neighboring country that
Right.
surrounds the strait, it's automatically allies.
Right.
But if, for instance, so you have North Africa, now the allies can't go into the Mediterranean from the North Sea.
Then I can.
But the Axis can. So those are interesting too.
The only other rule we didn't mention, not a big deal really, some of the cards also allow you, there's only 2, to make Canada a supply country.
Right, for the
as-
UK
for the UK,
only,
and
yep.
then Szechuan for obviously
the United
my side,
States,
or for
right.
the United States, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So basically, that's just another option to have more supply houses.
Yeah.
Other than that, That's it.
Yeah.
It is pretty easy, but you do have to have your strategy going. You have to know what the heck you're doing.
Yeah.
Obviously, I didn't the first time around, but I will plan, and we're probably gonna do the whole Ukraine thing again next time we do it. For some reason, we're fighting over the Ukraine.
They're so close together, it's just,
Unless we toss a coin, I get the ally.
well, and it'll probably still happen.
Might still happen.
That's
So anyway,
good.
I hope you enjoyed looking a little bit about Quartermaster General, the usual spiel. Tell your friends about our show. Check us out on Facebook. Check us out on Twitter at Table for Two Show. You know, again, we're just trying to get the word out. 2014, we really tried our best to advertise a ton. Those who are watching and those people from Gen Con that are now watching, thank you so much for becoming new viewers.
Thank you. And it was so great to get such kind words from people
Yeah.
that stopped by.
Especially
too.
those that
Even
watch
if
the
they
show.
only watched 1 or 2 shows, they said, you know, I learned how to play this game because of the show. And that's what we're trying to do. So,
Right.
thank you.
We're really hoping that you could share the word though, because we want to get our YouTube up. You know, our videos are not as high as we'd like them to be. We have heard some stories that YouTube doesn't count them all. I don't know.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we're just asking you to share if you like us. Let us know if there's anything else we could do that can make it better as well. In the meantime, we'll see you next time on
Table for Two Show. Table for Two Show, created by
Missy.